Well, we're seeing that reflected a little bit in the markets also because of the S&P Global Manufacturing and Services PMIs that came out about 15 minutes ago. They were lower than anticipated. The manufacturing a little bit higher, but services drops to 49.7, below 50, below the expansion level. And so there's a concern that maybe the consumer is going to be pulling back. We had those bad retail sales numbers earlier this month, and it may be that consumers are tapped out in January, or it may be they're getting concerned, and so they're going to pull back. And that's something the Fed is going to be watching very closely.
With the drop in the 10-year yield, by the way, it's yet again a week where the 10-year yield has come down under President Donald Trump. Every week that he's been in office, it has come down a little bit.
It's still higher than 441. That was the first time that Besant made that 10-year comment. That 441 level is my new kind of calling
We're like a sneeze away, though.
We're close.
Mike, I want to ask, I don't care about this University of Michigan stuff, because if you look at it divided by Republicans and Democrats, they just cancel each other out. What do you think about the Mar-a-Lago Accord that has been talked about yesterday because Jim Bianco had a meeting, but apparently, who was it, Stephen? Mirren has brought it up, and it all centers on Zoltan Pozsar's research. Everybody loves a little Zoltan Pozsar research, right?
Hard to get now.
Research
expensive, I hear.
On sort of redistributing the costs for global defense by in some way getting foreign bondholders to swap out their treasuries for longer dated bonds.
Yeah, I forgot to bring my tinfoil hat out here, but I think that I would put it in that category because there's a couple things that go into this theory that just make no sense at all. Why, if you were a sovereign country, why would you swap out bonds you're holding that pay you interest for 100-year zero-coupon bonds?
Well, you'd have to get them for cheap, right?
You'd use ChatGPT. Just for fun, I plugged in, why would you buy, why would you make this swap? And the ChatGPT said, you wouldn't. And that's basically it. And the theory is that because we pay for the defense and stationed soldiers in these countries, that they owe us, and they should do it for that reason. But that's not correct, because some of the countries do pay. South Korea pays us over $1 billion a year to station soldiers there. Germany pays for all the bases and upkeep over there. So,
which isn't much, by the way.
It isn't much anymore, but Trump's also talking about pulling troops out of Germany. So at this point, there isn't really a motivation for that. And the other part of it is revaluing the dollar. That is a very dangerous road to go down. We saw that in 1995 when Lloyd Bentsen, the Treasury Secretary, suggested the yen was overvalued, and then we had to go way into a currency crisis almost, and then Bob Rubin with the strong dollar stuff. Those are difficult moves to make without setting the market off